Jam is one of the absolute classics that I just absolutely love because, especially when it comes to the story with my favorite basketball player of being Michael Jordan and him teaming up with Bugs Bunny and the Looney Tunes to save the planet really from these aliens. And again, you just absolutely have to love it too. I mean, obviously, I've been a Michael Jordan fan for so long, and definitely prefer him over LeBron. I can just say. I mean, everybody will have their different opinions, and hey, it's good to share y'all's opinions of who y'all prefer. But again, an absolute classic. But then we have Space Jam: A New Legacy. 25 years after the first movie came out. Well, it took them 25 years all the way to 2021. Yeah, this movie released in 2021, which almost 3 years ago. Once is July 16th. July 16th, 2021 is when Space Jam 2, A New Legacy, came out to the world. And it's an interesting sequel. I recently rewatched it. And yeah, I did recently rewatch Space Jam: A New Legacy. Welcome back to a new 1203 Barrett TV, everyone. By the way, if you didn't see the last one, go and check it out. And yeah, we're going to be discussing, does Space Jam: A New Legacy still hold up 3 years from now? Or 3 years after its release? Now, like I said, obviously, I prefer Michael Jordan over LeBron James, but I still feel like it's still alright when it comes to doing the actual star of the movie. And this movie is just filled with Easter eggs, though, right? This movie is just filled with Easter eggs with Warner Brothers. Like, again, every part that you could just see that, yeah, there's just lots of Easter eggs in this movie. When you watch this movie, you're going to see a lot of Easter eggs throughout this movie. It's quite impressive. And yeah, we have LeBron James having to rescue his son from the villain of the movie, which I find the villain alright for this movie. I still like the whole villain from the first one, if I do have to say so. And yeah, I do love the look of the Looney Tunes when they go, when they get their upgrade when it comes to doing the basketball game. I love their look, and especially Daffy being coach as well of the basketball team. And especially the design of LeBron James' son, Don, his own basketball game that he made, and LeBron James and the Looney Tunes having to play on his son's actual game that he made with power-ups and different things too, which is just really cool. And again, we have the Goon Squad, which has a mix of different actual basketball players that Don scanned to put in his game and put upgrades on them to make like a wolf or an owl, a snake, water/fire, a spider, and a robot that can slow down time and go back in time. And yeah, pretty impressive designs though of the Goon Squad, I can just say. I really do like the designs of them. And again, we do have the villain, which like I said, I still do prefer the first movie's villain over Algae Rhythm. But he is a quite interesting character, I can just say, for this movie. And again, lots of funny moments, and especially when Bugs and LeBron are having to reunite the Looney Tunes. And like I said, this movie is just filled with Easter eggs that you just have to absolutely love. Or again, just Easter eggs left, right, and center almost. And again, it's hard not to like the effort that they actually did for this movie, though. Because, again, the amount of detail and, again, it's just absolutely cool just to see. And all the effects, too, that was made into this movie, it's just really cool. And, yeah, a lot of crazy moments, too, that you just have to find crazy as well. And, like I said, references like, not Jack and Morty, whoever does, Rick, I don't know, but I can't for that, the name is out of my head, but you know what one I'm talking about, that even shows. And again, lots of funny gags, like when Daffy is telling Yosemite Sam to shoot the ball, and he literally shoots it with his guns. And we even get a funny joke of, we think that Sylvester has found Michael Jordan, Michael A. Jordan from the first movie, but they make it a joke because it's Michael B. Jordan, the actor, not Michael A. Jordan, like on the first movie. Yeah, I love that they made a joke, making you believe that it's Michael Jordan from the first movie that teamed up with them, but no, it's Sylvester got the wrong Jordan, Michael Jordan. I just love that. And especially with the Looney Tunes going loony, being able to beat themselves, saying, you know something, if we're going out, we gotta go out loony. When, yeah, they're being beaten badly. And the whole rapping, too. I just like the whole rapping that they're doing, too. It's just absolutely funny. Like, again, there's lots of crazy and cool moments, and funny moments in this movie that you just have to love. And, yes, even a reference of Pennywise is in this movie. Obviously, like I mentioned, there are lots of references if you watch the movie. But, yeah, of course, Pennywise in the audience. Obviously, lots of other Warner Brother character references, too. And, yes, even Big Chungus, the meme, who became a meme, is in this movie as well. Yeah. He is actually in this movie, too. And, of course, we can all say of the whole, if you would call Bugs' deaths, even though it's not his actual deaths, right, where he, after the basketball game, everything is saved, and Bugs is starting to glitch out, and he's like, that's all, folks, and he pretty much shows his death, supposedly, but no, of course he's not dead, but he ends up in the real world with LeBron, and of course he does say that he's attuned, that he can survive anything, but it is kind of interesting, exactly, like, how did he survive, or not survive, but how did he end up in the real world? That's something that I'm still kind of curious about. And he does say at the end of the movie, when he's telling LeBron if he can stay at him and his family's place for a bit, and he says that he brought the whole gang with him. Like, yeah, I wonder how they actually were able to get to the actual real world. Like, I am curious, though. But, yeah, that was Space Jam: A New Legacy. A sequel that I feel like that was okay. That was a good movie. But I still prefer the first movie. If I had to choose which movie I would prefer, it would still go to the first movie. But Space Jam: A New Legacy, definitely a very good sequel, I can say. A lot of good effort put into it, a lot of good acting, and a lot of good references as well, Easter eggs, and put into this movie. And again, after rewatching it, even though it's not technically 3 years, since it's, again, July 16th of 2024 will mark 3 years since the movie released, I still wanted to rewatch it before its 3-year anniversary of its release. And yeah, for it being almost not, before we know it's going to be 3 years since the movie released, but with it almost being 3 years, I still find this movie still holds up for what it is. Again, if you want to watch something that has a lot of Easter eggs and stuff that also has the Looney Tunes, then yeah, I feel like this movie definitely would do it for you, I can say. It doesn't really matter if you're a Michael Jordan fan like me, or if you're someone that prefers LeBron James. I feel like you would still like this movie. And who knows if we'll be getting a third Space Jam. We did know from the director of Space Jam 2 Space Jam 2, he did want to bring The Rock into Space Jam 3. Yeah, we did hear that apparently he does want to try to bring The Rock into Space Jam 3. Which, yeah, they're going to probably have to do something other than basketball for Space Jam 3 if they're going to bring The Rock. Which, yeah, I don't know much about The Rock when it comes to his, the sports that he plays, but I can probably guarantee that he doesn't do basketball a whole lot. Which, I feel like if they do a Space Jam 3, we may have to wait another 25 years. From the first movie all the way to A New Legacy, we had to wait 25 years to get A New Legacy from the first movie. But if we do ever get a Space Jam 3, and if they ever did bring The Rock, like the director wants to try to bring, they may have to do something other than basketball. Which I feel like, when it comes to Space Jam 3, yeah, I think doing something other than basketball will probably be a good change for a bit. Right? Since, the first two movies already did basketball. I feel like the Looney Tunes and, the star that they bring should do something other than basketball. Do another kind of sport. I feel like that would be kind of refreshing for future Space Jam movies, I can say. I'm not saying I don't hate the whole thing of them doing basketball again. I just feel like after doing it for 2 movies, I feel like they should probably try to do another sport. I feel like maybe that's just me though. But like I said, A New Legacy still does give a pass, I can say. Still worth watching, with it going to be 3 years since its release. But yeah, I'd like to know what y'all think. Let me know in the comment section below. Again, love to hear y'all's opinions. That definitely is what I love hearing a lot, is y'all's opinions. And yeah, I want to know, do y'all think Space Jam: A New Legacy still holds up to this day? But yeah, I'd like to know what y'all think. Catch you next one.